sure. Now, here's the funny thing. So I've signed up for this isn't funny. Well, actually, it kind of is. Maybe it reflects poorly on me as a human, something. Either way, I've signed up for a service wherein once a month they will send me a knife that is just awful. I don't think that they think about it that way. They probably look at this as being, oh, we're providing a valuable service to jackasses everywhere. I don't know exactly what they're thinking. I'm sure it's special. But whatever it is, I've signed up for this service. The thing is, my last one came on September 16th. So either I'm getting a bonus round here or they were really late in September or something. Either way, well, this is going to be interesting. So, let's go on ahead and jump into it. And thank you, everybody who's coming in, saying nice things. I'm looking forward to this one. Mostly, I'm hoping that this is extra terrible because let's face it, we as a world we need it. After hearing about the loss of the gentleman from Going Gear after Nevada, Las Vegas, which I just don't even have words for. It's just so unfortunate. I feel like we need some good in the world, and failing that, I think we need something that is so good that it is so bad that it is awful. So I here we go. I'm really hoping. So, guys, let's make everything right in the world. I hope, I pray, with something that's absolutely awful. Ready? All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bam. That's not that bad looking. Damn it. Am I getting ripped off? Wait a second. Maybe this is terrible. Okay. So it's attack force. Oh, and I like this. So immediately, what comes to mind is the noticing here. This is a previously worn clip. Like I appreciate very much that they are willing to. I always every time I do a review of a knife that's got a painted clip of some variety. Like on this little guy, I always comment that as you wear this guy and carry it around, you're going to end up seeing you'll get wear on there. But the nice thing about this is that they've gone ahead and done that for me already. So it's kind of like those jeans that have the acid wash on them and the little tears from the store. They've done the same thing here. So you've got a pocket clip here that is pre-beat up, which is great. One thing that I'm also noticing, holy crap, guys, this is tip up carry. This is amazing. This is the very first of these terrible knives that I've seen that actually has tip up, and that's kind of impressive. So, and I mean that I'm not being sarcastic. I'm a big fan of tip up carry, and these things don't generally tend to be. So, tip up is great, even if the pocket clip is pre worn and has it hanging out your pocket this far. So, yeah. That's good. This looks like an automatic. Luckily, well, unluckily, automatics are not quite legal here yet, so this is not an automatic. In fact, if I press on this, I realize this is just a pivot. Instead, this is a crappy flipper knife. And one thing that they've done here that is an interesting choice, and in some ways diminishes the pocket backer, but they've gone ahead and they've put a little prominence right in front of the flipper tab, which makes it all the harder to light switch. And so this is something that you kind of have to get your fingertip in there and grab. So I mean, swing and a miss, but so it is. Outside wise, oh look, we got some additional wear here. We got some nice wear on the paint here, as well as here. This has been hand finished. Oh look at that, we got ourselves a very nice factory dent here. Again, I think this is really getting at that high fashion sort of. We want it to be worn the moment we've got it. We want it to be like it's been our tool for years and years, but. Somebody's saying it looks like a mushroom. Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. A tactical mushroom with the hammer thing going on a little bit there. It's like some kind of a hammerhead shark, but it's just not that intelligent. So it's like swimming through the water on its side there. So yeah, this is absolutely battle worn. Got your nice little lines here that just kind of disappear. There's not really a design thing here. It's just like, well, guys, I'm tired of making lines, so we'll just stop. And that's good. And it's not even like they stop at the same place. It's just like this one stops in the screw. They're just like, okay, we're done. Like probably they just did the math and like, okay, actually, milling this much further out, although this was poured, let's be real here. I have no idea why they just stopped there. But again, maybe it's for smoothness because when you pull this out of your pocket, you want a very smooth and slippery surface to be what you grab. That's not at all brilliant, actually. So yeah. In fact, I just complained about that today in my Knife Gripes with Nick Shabazz on Knife News. So yeah, material wise, I don't know if this is metal or plastic. I think it's metal painted. I think it is metal. Yeah. I don't know that it's steel. Frankly, I don't know that it's actually metal, but it appears to be somehow metallic. All right. Anything else? Of course. I mean, this is tantalizing here. Joker sticking out of there is just great. So, well, I guess we got somebody. Jason Bradley says Chinesium. Yes, indeed. Let's go on ahead and pop this little guy open and see what's going on here. Oh, that's. I'm just going to let this speak for itself for a second, guys. Sometimes you just have to let nature take its own course. Oh boy. Um, where do we begin? Well, of course, this is my good buddy Usa of Usa Design. Pop, Sorry, guys, I'm having trouble taking this so serious. Wow, that's it's an USA design, of course, by the good folks over at the TAC Force. Good folks over there. Um, Immediately, I can see some entertaining aspects to it. They have Joker, but the nice thing is that the JO and the KER are on slightly different baselines, font wise. So you've got like JO, KER, which is good. I think it's I don't even have BS for that. It's just wow. Wow. Then of course, why so serious? I like how the so is all the way up top here. And to be fair, the people who designed this probably aren't really aware of what English letters mean and how they should be arranged on a blade. So I think we can let that be. But oh man, that's pretty entertaining. But maybe they're trying to get at some sort of the speech rhythm. Why so serious? Or something like that. Um, that's something. Um, a person who literally doesn't have a name on YouTube there is saying, "What do you call this grind?" Um, Tragic, I think, is actually the technical term. So this does have some nice bonuses here. For instance, let's see here. One thing that you can do that comes immediately to mind is that you can take this little guy and hammer in. Here we go. Hold on. Need to get myself a good old fashioned sort of hammer tool. You take your living room wall here, and you take a brad or something like that, and then you take a suitable hammer, and then you just kind of pop that in there, and then all you need to do if you want to store this beautiful knife is you slot that nail right into there. Oh, need a bigger head on the nail there, but maybe a slightly different angle. There we go. That should do it. Get it into that foam nice and good. Oh yeah. So you've got this nice convenient carrying hook here. This is also an alternative lanyard hole if you prefer. So that way you can thread your lanyard right in through here. And then the brilliant thing about that is using this as an alternative lanyard hole because mine sorry. Still recovering, guys. I can't. This is gonna kill me. Look at the lanyard hole, guys. Okay, this is a fine lanyard hole right here. Tried to kill me there. This is a fine lanyard hole from this perspective. But now watch. I'm gonna close the blade. Look at the lanyard hole there. Watch, and it just cut off the lanyard. That's right. The blade passes directly through the lanyard hole. So I think that must be what they're going for there. So that way you can take your paracord and you can thread it right through the blade here. Actually, hold on just a second here. Let's get some 440 cord here. Perfect. This happens to be glow in the dark paracord, which is good. So you can find this at night because otherwise it's all black. So it's high speed and low drag. Okay, so let's go ahead, slide that through there. And the nice thing is this will guarantee that your lanyard won't get cut. I'm not going to tie a fancy knot or anything here, but wire stripper. Oh, I like that. That's very nice. But yeah, see, so now this is securely attached to your lanyard here, and then in theory, we should just be able to. Let's see here. Yeah, we can shove that in there. Yeah, see, it's safely nestled up inside there. And the other nice thing is now you've got like a rapid deployment mechanism, because all you need to do is you keep this. I don't even know how this would work. Grab it in your hand and then just like bam, there you go. Knife's open. See, you don't even need that flipper tab, which is good because it's obstructed by this thing here. So, yeah, this is a brand new opening mechanism coming to us from my buddy USA over at USA Design here. Well, freaking done there. So, yeah, that's interesting. Um, wow, that's that's pretty serious right there. Um, wow. Okay, so we've covered the lanyard hole here, which is pretty excellent. Um, oh, and the fact that the lanyard hole is just like I have often one of the things that keeps me awake at night. I'll be honest, although not very awake and not many nights, is what's going on in the mind of USA when designing this knife, because like this right here, like at some level it is clear that this person, that USA, thought that there was a need of a lanyard hole. Like you don't just drill a random hole at the back end of a knife for zero reason at all. But the thing is, um, they clearly don't actually understand what a lanyard hole is supposed to do. Like they've completely lost sight of it. So this is like a speed hole entirely, with the lanyard hole, of course, being innovatively mounted right here in the middle of the blade. And so I just have to wonder, is it the case that USA doesn't know? Or does USA just not give a crap? Or maybe it's a little of each. I just don't know. Jim saying maybe it's for tiny cigars. Yeah. Sorry, guys. This one's going to kill me here, guys. So, okay. We've belabored that point sufficiently. Now we got to look at the grind on this guy. And so, interestingly enough, what you can see here is that the grind on this is innovative as well. You can see here that the grind is actually not exactly centered. This little hole here is not in the center of the blade, and this little area here is actually shallower or thinner, that is, than the top part of the blade here. It's a little bit, it's a little bit nuts. And so you actually have managed to take the part of the blade that needs to cut things, that needs to be as tall as you can, and then you've put it in the wrong position, which is, well, just great, honestly. I'm pretty much loving that. That's pretty spectacular. Then you put the swedge on the back here, and that's just nice. Yeah, the swedge is actually well implemented. If anything on this could be considered well implemented. Maybe this guy's name is Joe Kerr. It's like that. It's named after the guy named Joe Kerr. He was a comedian, so he's always wondering why people was, because that's why they were on different bass lines. It's like Chris Reeve, except it's Joe Kerr. Yeah, that's it. Somebody's asking for a paper test for sharpness. Yeah, I can do that. Let me find paper. Here we go. Paper. I was using this for a fountain pen review recently. Okay, I've got it tearing. No, lost it. Okay. That intermediate part is pretty okay. This is very effectively tearing the paper. But the thing is, anything you get somebody saying joke or just never could understand why no one would laugh at his jokes. So that's nice. This is a blade that is sufficiently thick, sufficiently quickly to actually, really what's going on here is that the blade goes into the paper and then the paper just kind of parts around the blade. This is not necessarily sharp in the classical sense, but it is in the sense of the paper is deciding, you know what, screw it. It's going to be easier if we just tear, and then the knife is able to slide through. And in fact, you can see that right here, that it is just kind of tearing along top of the knife. And if I go edge on, yeah, no, it's still basically just tearing. So that's pretty nice. And in some ways, I think that means that this knife is just an excellent negotiator, if you will. It's just that it doesn't actually need to cut the paper. It just convinces the paper that it's better off that it be split in half. So that's kind of nice. Rob Taylor Shaw says it's like ripping paper on the edge of a counter without the counter. Yes, indeed. Oh, you guys are great. Oh, that's what this is. This could be a safety. That's exactly what's going on. So all you need to do, if you're in a situation where you can't have the Joe Kerr knife open, you just put something in the safety hole there, and then at that point, it won't open. Perfect. You can use a zip tie. Perfect. So it's like if you, yeah, I can't even finish that. I don't know why you'd want that, but it is a perfect. This is a perfectly new, interesting locking mechanism, and it also prevents it from closing. See, not in the sense that you want it to, but see, it's not fully closed. There you go. And you can pull it out. Actually, it's right about where it was anyways. So yeah, you've got yourself a nice little, it's like on the Kershaw leak with that little thing that you slide to keep the tip down because the assist is, oh my God, trying to kill me on that knife. Oh, the leak. You could use a padlock, says Slide Tech. Yes, you could. Or like one of the little TSA luggage things. Oh, that would be perfect. Oh God. Perfect. Yeah, that way it's a safety lock. Um, oh my God. Okay, so continuing along with the Joe Kerr, his knife here. Um, I'm noticing that actually the centering is dialed right in, which is impressive. Well, hold on. The blade grind isn't centered. Yeah, the swedge is definitely more aggressive on this side than on that one, but the knife on the whole is centered, which is really kind of nice. I appreciate that. Um, so yeah, that's excellent. What we have here is a preponderance of screws. This screw isn't actually doing anything. It's just holding the scale onto the knife. Um, guys, I think we're going to need to take this apart. What's the lockup like? Oh, good question, of course. And I got to say that the blade stock isn't all that thick, which is nice. In some level, I think that the tack forces, the Z hunters of the world, have a little bit of an advantage over people like ZT because when ZT makes a brand new knife or any of the other major, like they have a bigger budget. I mean, they try to sell a knife for $300. You can buy a lot of metal for $300, and as a result, you can end up with a blade that is like, oh my God, super thick, like on your Kaiser Critical here, as opposed to on this guy where they really have to cut every damn quarter. And so thick blade stock, that's good money here because this is stainless steel, guys, and you can't just go in and buy stainless steel anywhere. I'm being asked for a spine whack test. Sure. Let's see if I can grab this. So the joy of that is that this is like super slippery. So like doing this is legitimately risky. Yeah, let's grab. Yeah, okay, we're passing the spine whack test. That's good. Put it back there. Put the nail back first for safety. Oh, guys, I don't know if I'm going to survive this. Oh man, but what a way to go out, right? Uh, okay, yeah. So Joe Kerr's knife here. I think we're gonna have to do a little disassembly and maintenance here. Let's pop this guy open. Oh, blade play. Good question there. Thank you, Randy. There is no blade play, vertical or horizontal. Guys and gals, this is a crappy knife of the month that is centered with no blade play on any direction, no vertical or horizontal blade play, and includes major innovations, both in having an automatic that is completely legal, in having a lanyard hole that's based on the blade and allows for an easy opening situation, and it's tip up. I, I you have outdone yourselves here. I mean, this is a bad knife, but it's not actually. No, it's just a bad knife. I'm sorry. I was getting ready to give some sort of credit here, but I can't bring myself to do that. My credibility would be more shot than usual in a heartbeat. Um, okay, so disassembly time. Let's see here. Safety first. Lock down the blade. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Let's go ahead and take this apart. Go ahead and open the blade. It's an assisted knife, so yeah. Oh, that's free spinning. although not really. I don't know whether this is a free spinning screw or whether it's just like stripping it out very slowly. Maybe a little of each. Wait. Now it's not locking up suddenly. That's weird. I guess I must have slightly undone that. Okay. Oh, size comparison. Of course, G-Man Black. Come on. Poor Nick's got tuberculosis. It's called consumption, thank you. Sorry, it's like an 18th century Russian literature joke. Okay, Conegarius. I don't know why I breached for this guy for size comparison. Honestly, it was right here. Conegarius, size comparison, Spyderco Delica, as always. Right here is your steel wheel cut jack and your D2 steel. Ontario rat number 1 and rat number 2. Hey, I got it right this time, live. And quality comparison. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we got to get this guy apart. This is going to be a little trickier than maybe I initially anticipated. So we've got T6 here. And so we'll pop that out by using this little guy here to stabilize one side. There we go. This is coming a little more easily now. Although, interestingly, it's unscrewing in the wrong direction, which I can work with, I guess. Just turning this side and that side screwed out. Okay, whatever. Go ahead and put that there. Let's get the other side. Yes, I'm aware that the blade is currently cocked, so to speak, but I can't. Oh, that's right. This isn't a real screw. I forgot. I don't actually need to undo that screw because it doesn't go through. Okay. Then in the back here, we need to do this. Yeah, I'll keep the blade in there for the moment. Famous last words. Oy, oy, oy. You know what? Actually, I as stupid as it is, I am going to go ahead and take advantage of the safety mechanism here. So that way that blade can't come flying out. I feel bad because I feel like I'm validating their life decisions. But since I've got it there, I'm going to go on ahead and take advantage of it. There we go. Pop that live. Oh, man. USA, you forward-thinking gentleman. Or woman. I don't know who USA is. M-Tech knife, strong enough for a man, made by a woman. I have no evidence of that. I'm sorry, ladies, for impugning your gender, so. Okay. This is why we need Joe Kerr. Okay, guys, this is starting to get a little dangerous here because this is coming apart in my hands, and the Q-tip is now rattling around. So what I'm going to try and do here is pull that out. My Q-tip is still keeping me safe here. But if I pull the Q-tip, let's see here. If I pull the Q-tip, it should come flying open here. Okay. Now, luckily, there was a little more to life than just the Q-tip. Oh, man. One of these days, I'll meet USA. That would be an entertaining. Yeah. Although at some level, is this red Loctited? No, it's coming, I think. Loose. Yeah, no, we're coming. Okay, hey, there we go. It's definitely got some thread locker on there, but I think red Loctite may be a little too expensive. This is absolutely popping loose here. Oh, that's right, it's assisted. So I got to say, I'm disappointed that this does not have the same plastic washer that we saw last time. Although that certainly doesn't look like actual Teflon either. But that the polycarbonate washer was incredible. Ay, ay, ay. Argonic says, I'm not sure why he's being so careful given how sharp the knife is. That's a really good point, yes. Let's move my lanyard here. I don't need to open the blade quickly right now, so it's unnecessary. Milk jug grade washes. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, why am I cleaning this up? This is infected with a deep filth that no amount of rubbing alcohol, 91%, will be able to solve. Maybe I'm just turning to alcohol to mask my troubles. One shouldn't joke about substance abuse issues. But here we are. Alrighty. Shouldn't joke about child labor either. Hey, I haven't done that yet today. Well, good. Let's see if I can keep a streak going. By the way, sharpening choil, guys. This is a sharpening choil on an USA design. Mind you, it's not actually a big enough sharpening choil, but still. I should have mentioned that as I was talking about how this is the best tack force ever. Because it may well be, guys. It may well be. So go ahead and clean that off. The top of this little spring here is very sharp at the top of the spring, but that's okay. I had to get tetanus somewhere. I should make my own knife. Oh God. Why is this not? Oh, because I never unscrewed this screw here. Okay, let's undo that. Where's my T6 driver? Come here, T6. Best tack force ever is low standard. I agree. It's kind of like being the hardest guy at the leper colony. Like, that's good on you. I'm glad. Well done, but yay. So I'm degreasing this for some. Ugh. I'm pretty sure that's earwax, which is pretty excellent. Although practically speaking, it's probably like full of cadmium or something like that. And so it's probably poisoning me. Like I at this point in time in my life, I wouldn't be all that surprised. And frankly, there might be some element of karma if I'm like on my deathbed and the doctor is saying, we can't figure out what explains these symptoms unless, did you take apart a bunch of Chinese-made cheap knives? And it'll be like Chinesium poisoning or something like that. And, frankly, I live by the sword, die by the sword, live by the Z, die by the Z. Yeah. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, get the rest of the earwax out of here. Don't worry, I started off with the cough. It's not that quick acting. Oh, man. I forget where I first heard Chinesium, but that is just a great term. Not to impugn the entire country of China, mind you. There is excellent manufacturing happening in China, but not in this part of China, apparently. Actually, at this point, I don't know that I believe that this is made in China. I feel like we've hit a point now where like Reich and Rayot and we and whatnot have raised the bar. This random blue here, like raised the bar high enough now that people are going to want to, like freaking Malaysian knife makers are going to want to pretend that they're Chinese made. And so you'll be like, oh my God, I don't believe that this was actually made in China. I don't know. We will see. I don't know why I believe that Malaysia would make crappy knives. The Malaysians who are watching this, I'm sorry. Unless you guys make crappy knives, in which case told you so. Hey, and I happen to have a Q-tip right here, which is great. Makes things easier. And I'm pouring booze all over the place. Oh, it's all downhill from here, guys. As if it ever started uphill. Or is it uphill? That idiom doesn't even make sense to me. Costs more to ship the knife than the actual knife. Yeah, indeed. I just reviewed on Monday a fountain pen. This little guy right here, the Jinhao X some odd or another. I reviewed it. It's terrible. I've been trying to put it up on Patreon, but the problem is when you say to somebody, this is a terrible pen, hey, do you want to buy it? No one buys it. Go figure, right? So anyways, that's a similar thing that probably costs more to tip than, or to ship than to make. Get the last of the earwax off of this. Oh, clean off our washers. It's worth 4 Shabazz. Oy, oy, oy. What's the backdrop? So Galath asks. The backdrop is actually an anti-static assembly mat used for computers and whatnot. My buddy, I think it was my buddy Jim, who I think was in here earlier, recommended this guy to me, and it's turned out to be very nice because you've got little pockets up here that you can put your various parts into, which is good. And yeah, and it cleans up nicely and whatnot. Oy, oy, oy. Hey, Tyler, thank you for Retain, you're a fan. Retain. Guys, I can't even talk. The Chinese humor is kicking in here. That's what I'm going to blame this illness. Wow, sickness slash illness on. Okay. No, because this goes in the top because it looks like the fake automatic. Alrighty, let's go ahead and put this in here. I need some grease. I will go on ahead and use the nano grease because why not? And actually, I'll just grab the syringe. Where are you, syringe? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This is a very serious grease applicator. I've always appreciated that. Like, I feel like I'm a mad scientist or something using this. Like, it makes me want to just, like, walk into the random rooms carrying this. There we go. The grease thing needed lubrication. Oh, God, does it smell like hell. All right. Come on, you little bug. I just spelled USA. It's a tribute, if you will. That wasn't actually intentional, but yeah. USA design, USA spelling. Put that there. Well, Dillo, I am already a scientist. I'm just not generally that mad. I'm more of a happy-go-lucky scientist. All right, USA, there's your tribute. Now, yeah. Let's push that down in there. Oh, USA. And the reason, by the way, for those of you who are not super familiar with knife disassembly, wasting good grease indeed, the reason I'm doing this at all, I'm putting that grease in there, is because otherwise this is going to rattle around. And that is a sign of poor quality. And I wouldn't want this to seem like poor quality. Okay. So, back to the wrench. That's right. It's not actually symmetrical. That helps. Let's go ahead and drop the pivot in. I'm going to go on ahead and, of course, use some 85 weight nano oil. Again, now the lubrication has more than exceeded the value of the knife, but that's okay. Put a little bit of lubrication up on your pivot here, as well as onto the area around here. I'm not going to be shy with it because, let's face it, it's not like the action's going to be good. Cry Havoc is saying, I don't think this knife deserves all this DLC. Well, Cry, I can understand you wanting to, you feeling that way about it, but the thing is, I think every knife deserves something. It's like Dostoevsky said, every man deserves an umbrella. I think every knife deserves I got to put the washer in there. Yeah, the chat's going to suddenly go wild with washer. Not that that's ever been a thing in the past. But, yeah. I cannot just believe that I just dredged out a quote from Dostoevsky's Demons in the middle of a crappy knife disassembly. But it's a good quote, absolutely. And something I agree with firmly, living in an area where there's lots of rain. At least where there was in prior years. Come on, you little bugger. Go in there. Go. Come on. Sorry, guys. Washer. All right. Come on, you little bugger. Go in there. There we go. Is this work? Oh, good God. I don't know what that was, but... Oh, I'm putting the blade in backwards. That's why. Yeah. Oh, the blade. Yeah, we'll go ahead and drop this other washer on there. That's probably why it doesn't make sense. Yeah, blade's on wrong way. Suddenly the chat is spamming it. Guys, this is why I am not a brilliant man, among many, many things. Wow. Yeah. I am a scientist, he says. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. Okay, we're all set now. Now we just need to put the damn thing back together. I have washers in there. Now, all of these guys, guys, look at this. This is a shouldered pin. This is actually, wow, they are really escalating. Somebody just said, is next month going to be a Shabazz? It could well be at this rate. This pin here is actually shouldered, which means it's got that little kind of cutoff there, which is actually really interesting because that will make this knife lock up much more solidly than, well, you would expect, as opposed to these guys, which are not. And I believe this may be one of the first USA designs that I've handled that actually is solidly locked up. Maybe that's why this took so long to get to me, is they were really up in their game. Like they didn't want to send anything but their very best over at USA Designs. And the lockup is now at 150%. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? That is the difficulty of putting together terrible knife in such a way that this is upside down. So I was just commenting today to a friend of mine that I wish I were an octopus. Not in the sense of, living under the sea in an octopus's garden in the shade and whatnot, but no, not that way. I wish, because I would have more arms, and right now I could sure use a couple of extra arms. Because yeah. So what I'm going to go ahead and try and do here, and this may go poorly. I mean, this is already going poorly, let's be real. But I'm going to try. No, wait, it's in. It's in. Okay. I need to keep that pinched. Okay, I need this. I need this. This needs to be just held with pressure. This is like a fresh wound or something like that. Always apply pressure. Okay, come on. Go. Yes, okay, good. You bastard. Good God, that's a shallow torque screw. Seriously, look at that. This is like shallower than interviews of female celebrities. That's ugly. Man. One thing I always appreciate about Chris Reeve knives is that there we go. All the screws are very deep, so it's easy. Okay, come on. Oh God, that pivot's free spinning. Okay, so lockup is currently not, which is not great, but that's okay. Oh, that's because the stop pin is not in position. Let's get the stop pin shouldered in here. Or is it? This ain't going well. All right. Put it back together. The USA, why so shallow? Nice. Let's see here. USA is improving exponentially. Next month it'll be Todd Begg. Yeah, the Todd Begg will announce the newest Steelcraft series in collaboration with USA. Oh man. And it's not locking up. But I'm hoping that that'll change as I get these guys in position here. Yeah, let's just pretend that's going to be the case, shall we? Letting you down, Hooper? I'm sorry to let you down. Ay. Grimsmo by USA collaboration, that would be entertaining. There would be a role for absolutely precision-made crap. It's like, okay, is it any more ridiculous than absolute, precision-made, completely non, and I'm not saying this is what the Grimsmos do, by the way, but like completely non-functional designs. Like, is it any more ridiculous to imagine doing, as a piece of technical machining art, a really terrible knife than to do anything else? Okay, this is not going here. And I'm wondering why that is. Maybe that, get the liner in there. There we go. Okay, we're in. Wait, no. Yeah, we're in. Okay, damn it, here we go. Was the Cricket wrinkle precision made? Oh, a well-polished third indeed. Cricket wrinkle, for those of you who haven't seen that video, and you really, really should. That may well be my best work to date. The Cricket wrinkle was a knife that's shaped like a third. Did I cut down the hex extension that came with the Weehaw set? Okay, we're down to like a 2% lockup with substantial lock stick. So I'm thinking there might be some tuning required here. Let's go ahead and do some of that tuning. Let's maybe loosen this up. No, I'm actually, this is okay. I'm gonna rant for a second here. I know, me rant on video. What? So I bought recently a spare driver for my Weehaw set because they sell these online. And so I figured, okay, well, I would take it and I would just get a second one of these drivers. And I just put the little thing in there, and that way I can do that. But the thing is, these things are about this long. The spare driver that I bought is this long. They sell you a spare driver that fits these bits that is incredibly deep. Can I get that out of there now? Yeah. So they sell you for bits this big a driver that is this freaking deep. No, I'm sorry, Weehaw. No, 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 no. Bad. So I'm now using the driver extension inside this just to cover the fact that they sold me a stupid freaking overly long driver. Okay. So now we are back to kind of locking up. Now the real question is, why is it not actually locking up? Because good God, man. It was previously. Holy getting lock stick, Batman. Centering is good. We are still absolutely cutting the lanyard hole. Yeah, that's definitely got some blade play to it now. Tighten that down a little bit. Come on. Well, actually, we'll tighten it down with this at 90 degrees. See if we can get it back up. USA Thwartnick Shabazz design. Yeah, one of these days I'm going to get like a knife from a maker that's like been trapped. Like there's a landmine in there or something. So that way they know that it'll kill me before the review goes live. It's actually not a bad approach. If I were a knife maker interested in Nick Shabazz prevention. Okay, so it's locking up. It's a little sticky. Little. Let's see if we can get the stop pin dialed in here. Oh, guys. I'm a man with very weird priorities, as many of you have already noticed. It's like right now on this table, I have bordering on about $3,000 worth of high-end knives. No, more than that. But here I have spent the last, 42 minutes. Holy crap. Trying to optimize this, which is pretty excellent. So, yeah. So this lock stick is impressive. Part of it is probably, oh yeah, it's just all the grease on there is my bet. Well, luckily we've got a Q-tip handy, not just for safety. So 1,500 Z Hunters, you, my friend, are massively overestimating the cost of a Z Hunter. All right. There we go. No blade play. That's good. Why are we getting lock stick? Well, because it's a $5 freaking USA-made knife. That's probably why. I'm asking myself stupid questions here. But like at some deep a priori level, I believe that there should not be lock stick on this knife. And so let's try and mitigate that a little bit. Dip the whole thing in Vaseline. Yeah, that's one approach. What I'm going to try and do instead is I'm going to use a little bit of Sharpie on this guy. Just basic, boring, permanent marker. Very often helps to address lock stick. Again, I've now placed more Sharpie on this knife than the value of the knife itself. There we go. There we go. Hey, there we go. Wait a second. Really? The lock bar is so thin that it bends when I unlock it. Like I feel the lock bar like deforming in like a sense, which is, that's pretty excellent. Yeah, I like that. It's a nice feature right there. That way your lock bar will stretch rather than break. It's ergonomic. Ergonomically speaking, this clip is a little much, a little high, but honestly, all told, clip-wise, this is not so bad. You can see the lockup is right in the bottom corner, as it should be. Here, I'll apply a little bit more Sharpie. Variable tension lock bar, way to go. So, yeah, come on. Get that in there just a little bit more. Just applying it right to the tang of the blade. It'd be better to do this with the knife apart, but I am not doing that again. No, 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 no. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, it's a little better. Oh, I cleaned the tip. Oh, I bet that they had something on the lock bar itself that was reducing the lock stick. That's the bet. Oh my God, that's the bet. Yep, that's it. Wow. Tactile feedback. Oh man. And the high clip isn't a bad thing, except that this part is digging right into your hand. And the fact that the knife is otherwise just nice and slippery too. That's a joy. The clip is actually probably the only thing really keeping this in your. Well, okay, you've got these back portions here. Oh man, replaced with Emerson clip, indeed. Yeah, but I'd give that one more go. The earwax. I recommend those for work in the KY factory. I would not necessarily. I think that if you need a knife to carry in the KY factory, there are better choices out there for you. Oh man, I often wonder whether KY, which is a personal lubricant jelly used in the US of A, is a universal concept around the world. I assume it is not, because many other cultures do not have the letters K or Y. But I'd like to believe so, at least when I use it as an experiment. So is Vaseline, for that matter. So yeah. Oy, 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 oy. Oh, Tac Force, you have yet again attacked my heart. People are asking me, how do I feel now that I've become a living meme? I do my best. Vaseline is universal, but KY not so much. That's a shame. It is a real pain in the butt. Okay, yeah. It's all downhill from here, guys. But hey, at least I've survived this. I keep adding more. Yes, like that's going to be what solves this knife's problem. But in the long term, no spring rattle, no blade play, vertical or horizontal. The lockup is actually now back to about 15%, which is good. Makes me think that that first lockup issue was mostly due to the stickiness. That's good. Of course, we have our blade holding lanyard thing, and then we have our safety, which is unusual on knives of this caliber. Yeah, that works like a charm, I gotta say. And then just pull it out. Oh, that's a nice way to subtly deploy. You just put pressure on the finger tab, and then when you pull this out, bam! It's a, oh yeah, there you go. And nice unchamfered flip a tab, making a nice hole in my finger there. Wow, I like that. You got like two methods of quick deploy. That's pretty excellent. Liners are not terribly sharp, which is good. You can see where they've ground off the flashing after they poured this little. Oh, these lines just stopping is just doing it for me. This is spectacular. Oh, USA, you actually have outdone yourself here today, USA. You are. I don't know if this counts as up in your game. You're doing something with your game, that's for damn sure. But it is. Oh, it is a serious knife indeed. Absolutely, absolutely serious. Oh, how much does it weigh? That's a great question. With the blade half missing, yeah, that's true. That is a major weight reduction issue here. So we'll wait for the 3.91 ounces here. Probably shouldn't drop this on the scale. Wouldn't want to injure the scale. Happy to injure the knife. I wouldn't want to injure the knife. It doesn't deserve that, right? We need less cruelty in the world rather than more, even to terrible knives. Although then again, that's a very serious topic, and I don't need to be so serious. Okay. But anyways, guys, I hope this has been interesting to you at the very least. Like I said, this is still a terrible knife, and you should not be buying it. But what is that font? This is still a terrible knife, but in some ways, this is one of the less terrible knives I've unboxed here. You've got sharpening choils, you've got no blade play, good centering. Is it still centered? It's still centered. You've got an action that works. Spring assisted is not too hard. You've got nice positive retention, meaning not going anywhere, partly because of all the lock stick. And, this is something that could theoretically be a good knife for somebody. Oh, I feel so dirty saying that, guys. Gotta go jump in the shower. But this could work for somebody. Yeah, don't buy this knife though. That as always. Don't buy this knife. Do not sign up for that box. I am an idiot who paid like $15 for this, but that's okay. Oh my God, guys. Alrighty, hope this has been interesting to you. That you've enjoyed this, and mostly, I hope that you have yourselves an absolutely wonderful day, and that the rest of your week is something that is also surprisingly good, even if not great. Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody. Good night.